welcome back to my Let's Play series of Stamford. Step number one when building a luxury marina is we need to prepare the land. We all know that in City Skylines 2, all of the maps have a lot of lumpies and bumpies. So what I'm currently doing right now is I'm flattening the land, and I just filled in that Delta River. Don't worry, that river will be back. So now that we have flat land to work with, we need to actually lay out the marina itself. So I'm grabbing a large road and I'm going out about 65 units when it's all said and done. And this is the very beginning part of our marina. So now that we have that large road out, we need to actually create the marina area itself. So what I'm doing is I'm going down by $128 and I'm just squaring it back out. This is going to be where, you know what, we're gonna put some of the mixed use buildings in that area and you'll eventually see what happens. Next, we need to lay out the basic part of the marina. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a single lane road, going down 90 degrees to about 600 meters where, yep, just get about 600 meters. And then we'll do that on the other side just to square it out. So everything in this square is going to be inside the marina and have water, have residential, and give us that luxury marina look. So far so good. I like the size of this. It's not too big. Step number two will be building the piers themselves. So I'm going to add a 90-degree angle and going at $576. Then what I'm doing is $128 widths. Right now in City Skylines 2, I will say that the units were not working great. So again, going up by 544 with a width of 128. And you can see on the screen in front of you, I was having issues because look at all of that gobbledygook. You just couldn't really necessarily see what was going on when we were building these piers. So what we're gonna do is we'll follow this and continue on and build more of these piers. Now that we have two of the piers in place, what we'll do is we'll grab the single lane road and we'll go right across. So this is going to be our guide for how far out the pier should go. This should save us a lot of time as we're building them out. So I did that on both sides. Now what we'll do next is, all right, you can see here, I did a $128 measurement. So what I did, the reason why I did that was because the units of measurement was not working. So I'm gonna do that on both sides. And just to create some awesome symmetry, then we'll go north. So everything is gonna try to look really, really good and really, really symmetrical. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to speed this up because you don't need to see me build 3 more piers and go at a snail's pace. Now we have the layout in place. What you're gonna notice is I'm removing a few of the roads. Any of the roads that I'm removing, that is where the water is going to go in our marina. So before we start to add water to our luxury marina, what I wanted to do was I wanted to build a signature bridge. This bridge will hold 2 purposes. One, it is going to look absolutely amazing in our build. And the second is we still need to have people come and go from the residential areas because there's going to be a lot of condos and townhouses built in this area. So people are going to be living there. So they need to make sure that they're able to get to and from where they live. What I'm going to do next is continue on that road layout and just go right along the highway and make sure everything is connected. Again, ooh, you can see here, we actually hit a lumpy and bumpy. So what we need to do is do some terraforming and just flatten out the land. Ooh, yeah, you can see there. That lumpy and bumpy is just completely in the way. Anyways, now that we have that fixed, yeah, I wish City Skylines would have just gone right through it, but whatever. So now we're just doing a little bit of terraforming to fix the land. Now everything is flat. Now we can connect our large road up. But again, these large roads are completely necessary because people are living there. So it's going to be a really nice connection to have that large road. Now that the layout is completed, what we need to do next is we need to upgrade all of the piers to queue walls because we want to give it that marina look that will look amazing. Now I didn't want to show all of that. So what I did next was after everything was upgraded, I wanted to build out mini piers. And what I'm doing is I'm using the City Skylines 2 paths as mini piers. So I'm just making little T's. And the reason behind that is we don't have any harbors or like parks that can act like harbors in City Skylines 2. So this was our next best bet. And I think overall, once the water is in there, it turns out really, really nice. So I was just showing you 3 examples. Now again, I don't want to show you all of it, so I'll speed this up. Okay, so now that we have our queue walls and our boat docks in place, we are finally able to terraform away and dig out our canals and our marina itself. So what I'm doing is I'm lowering the ground, and I'm going to speed this up because you don't need to see it, but you can see here we're clearing out the land and water is finally starting to get in, and it's going to look absolutely amazing. So now that we have all of the ground turned out and dug out, what we need to do next is we need to actually upgrade the piers themselves with queue walls. And the reason behind that is, again, these are boat docks for where everybody lives. So I'm just gonna, I'll zoom in, I'll show you exactly why it looks good. There you go. So I'm zooming in and we're gonna upgrade every single road, and there you go. We have wonderful looking piers, and I think once everything is filled in, the detailing and stuff like that, I think this is going to look absolutely fantastic. So I just wanted to give you 3 examples of how you can upgrade the paths and make them look good with queue walls. So now that the water is finally filling in, it's starting to look like a marina. We have 3 docks on the right and we have 2 on the left. I should say piers, not docks. But anyways, water is filled in and starting to look amazing. So now that our marina does not have any leaks of any sort, what we'll do is we're gonna terraform around the marina. So first we need to upgrade the queue walls to our large roads because, well, we want to bring the water back to where the delta was, and this is a good way to do it. So I'm upgrading the outside part that is actually going to be affected by the water itself. So now that we have that in place, what we need to do next is we need to terraform and take away the land itself. So you can see there, everything is upgraded. So we are able to finally bring water back to where the deltas were and connect them up to our canals from our previous build. As you can see here, water does still act a little funky here in City Skylines 2, but that's to be expected. We know that already, but the deep water does look a lot more bluer than the shallow water itself, but there you go. So do some terraforming, soften the terrain, everything looking really good. All right, so our marina has water. Now we need to actually build on it. So the first thing we want to do is I want to make sure all of these are built uniformly. So what we're going to do is we have a plaza. I want to plop down a plaza on all of our pier areas. You can see here the piers, they need an alleyway or a road to connect to. They just can't float around. So what I wanted to do was I want to make sure that the plaza areas that we're building on each of these piers are in the same exact spot to create some really cool unity. So what I'm doing right now is I'm building the alleyways on all of our piers, and you're going to see here what City Skylines 2 is amazing with the new road tool. It makes it super easy to line up everything, and it looks so good that it's going to look good. I'm just happy with the uniformity and being able to use that road tool, and it just takes a matter of seconds instead of hours of lining everything up. All right, so now that we have that in place, what we'll do is we'll connect up each of these large plazas, or it's not a large plaza, but it's just a plaza. So it's going to give us a really nice look. There you go. Ooh, that one's struggling, but anyways, let's connect it up. I did have to fix the road, but nothing was perfect when we were building this, but overall I had to fix the look of it, and there you go. Everything connecting up, and the plazas will look really, really good once we add residential. And you can see there's some of our boat piers right there. They look really good. You know, it's boat docks, I should say, not piers, but the boat docks themselves. Overall, super good. Very happy with this, and so far so good. Everything is looking squared away. Everything is looking really uniform and really crisp. Now what we're going to start to do is we want to mess around with some of these zoning. Now in City Skylines 2, we know that zoning is absolutely horrendous, and the best way to do it is to actually build paths that connect everything. So you're going to see here, yeah, the game was acting a little funky, but let's speed it up. We're going to add more paths and just try to fix some of the zoning itself. Once we got the zoning in place, what I did was I added a lot of medium European row houses. So enjoy the detailing montage of me adding residential. Once the row houses were in place, what I wanted to do next was I wanted to build large, tall condos. So this kind of reminded me of Miami when doing this. So adding the largest tile possible and getting the tallest building possible at the edge of these piers. So let me speed it up so you get to see exactly what I'm talking about. So all of our residential is currently being built and it's in place. What I wanted to do next was I wanted to bring some commercial buildings, but also bring more residential. So what I wanted to do is add a whole row of mixed use buildings. So what I'm doing right now is I move that path to the large road because we don't want the mixed use buildings on the large road. We want it in our marina. So easily just fill in all of those rows of mixed use. And I think the uniformity of it is going to look absolutely fantastic. Now what we'll do is we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side and cut off our large road. Again, I think this will look really nice. And again, we don't want that traffic on the large road. So this works out really perfect using the mixed use buildings. And these mixed use buildings are not too tall to where you're just like, what the heck did we just add? So anyways, everything has filled in and we are off to a great start. So now that our luxury marina is basically done, the last part we need to get into is this parcel of land right here. I want to build a custom detailed park, but before doing that, I wanted to bring a landmark building where it'll bring entertainment to the area and give people something to do. So what I did was I created a 118 unit road and I added 2 medium-sized parking lots because, hey, this is going to be a park. People need places to park and, be able to get to our landmark and the custom park itself. So what I did was I added 2 medium-sized parking lots and I added a path so people are able to walk. So now this is the hard part. So we'll go over to landmarks and you can see here, we have a bunch of them that are already in use. I chose the botanical gardens because behind it, the very back part of it, you can see that there's kind of a maze or a labyrinth and it kind of looks like a park in the back of it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm unsnapping it and I'm trying to place it down right along that large road. You can see there, ooh, it fit perfectly. And you can see exactly, look at that. It is a beautiful building. And wow, it looks really nice. I think that is actually perfect. I love how the hedges are right along the large road. It brings 100 to outdoor recreation, $160,000 a month. Wow, those are some expensive flowers. Wow. Holy cow. But you can see here, it looks really good. It's a little bit offset the road. So you can see that it has its own parking lot and it's a really nice piece. I really like this building. Okay, so now that the botanical garden is in place, let's start to build our detailed park. Now, please enjoy this detailing montage. And welcome back to our finished luxury marina here in City Skylines 2. I feel like everything turned out absolutely amazing. And let's start off with our signature bridge, and just the view itself looks fantastic. I love it. And you're gonna see all of the medium row house buildings mixed in with our condos and the plazas. I just love the uniformity of it. I love the small boat docks. Everything just looks amazing. Now, obviously we're limited in City Skylines 2 because of the number of assets we can use, but I still like the condo buildings. I like the height of them. They overall look really nice for what we currently have. Now, the above view, you're gonna notice that where all of our residential buildings is, it did get a little shallower. I do love that blue. And if you're looking right in front of you, our mayor, James Smith, has the SS Sports Monkey, and you can see here we have a pier for it, and it is docked here in our luxury marina. And behind that is our amazing mixed use buildings. So those turned out really well, where people can shop and live and whatnot, and just look absolutely amazing. Like this view right here might be one of my all-time favorite views in City Skylines 2. You can see here I did add queue walls to the bridge. So basically we have queue walls to protect our marina and all the boats in it. And here is our botanical garden with our custom park that we did major detailing to. At the very edge of it, we also did add some small low density commercial buildings, but overall I really do like the way the park turned out. And it's just the custom park. You can see here we have the water fountain, we have the gazebos, we have stuff like that, and just turned out fantastic. Like with all the trees and all the bushes and all the colors, I just feel like it's a great place to be able to walk around. And then there is a more in-depth look of what the docks look like for our residents. Overall, very nice. If you like this build, guys, please let me know in the comment section below. I feel like this was absolutely necessary in my city and turned out great. Please let me know what you think. Thank you very much. Have a great day.